May 27th, 2017, Saturday. My wife Brenda and I may not now need to do a food and water strike at FBI because, or in that, I called the United States Department of Justice on yesterday, Friday, and I was reporting to the United States Department of Justice Office of Inspector General. That office investigate complaints against the FBI, United States Attorney, and other government departments and agencies within the executive department of government. I explained that the situation going on with my baby and what happened with my wife at Hermann Memorial Hospital on May 6th of 2017 being a Saturday, and the Office of Inspector General stated that they needed names of these FBI agents that will be alleged to be violating the federal Constitution and laws of the United States. And I explained that they refused to give me their names, and he was like, well, how you think we can investigate them and you don't have their name? And I was like, well, they refused. They said they don't give you their names. And they were like, they got to give you their names. They got to give you their names. How else can we investigate FBI agents and United States attorneys and assistant attorneys? We don't know who they are. So Brandon and I will be going back to the FBI on Monday. After Memorial Day, because I think Monday will be Memorial Day. And I know we have 10 federal holidays, Memorial Day being one. It should be the last Monday of May. In any event, I'm asking for prominent attorneys, God-fearing attorneys, millionaire attorneys that have these private yachts and law firms that love God, love justice, that live in New York or other states that don't carry favor from a federal judge in Texas or a federal judge in any other, like Louisiana, that covers the geographical jurisdiction of the state of Texas. The United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. When Martin Luther King, when he was going through this crap that I'm going through, and he was having lawsuits brought where his appeals were having to go to the Fifth Circuit, like mine would go today, because he was in the same subject to the same federal appeals court as I'm subject to in Texas. I think Martin Luther King was from Georgia, Alabama. Having said all that, at this time it is necessary so that everyone will understand what transpired that have seen videos about my wife and our baby being unlawfully taken away. But before I do, I would like to also start off with two anecdotes. In 1991, I think it was 91 or 92, Rodney King was had his God-given rights violated in the streets of Los Angeles. He was beaten in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 242 by Los Angeles police officers. But let me ask you, following that beating that was captured by some person and got it to a television station and it went all around the world, did Rodney King have anything to do with, or was he responsible for black people taking their frustration out for what they saw with their own eyes in that video on television, recording, burning up their own neighborhoods, tearing up their own neighborhoods, not someone else's neighborhood? Well, you know me, I like to be a little technical. The neighborhood belongs to God. The neighborhood in which they live. Was Rodney King responsible for black people pulling Reginald Denny's out of his truck and beating him the way they did? Was Rodney King responsible? Did he tell them to go do that? Did he tell them to set Los Angeles and Watts on fire? No, he did not. I think someone asked him to go on television and ask people if we could just get along. Maybe the United States Attorney for Los Angeles asked him to go out on television and ask. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not a witness. I have no personal knowledge. Who asked him to do that if he didn't do it on his own initiative? Just as Rodney King is not responsible for nor requested black people to go out and tear up or burn up the neighborhoods in which they live, so also it cannot be said, because if this be true, then candidate and then billionaire Donald Trump had ties, whatever that word means in this setting, syntax, to Russia, that he was a fool enough to agree that if y'all get me elected, I'll give you something in return. If God had nothing to do somehow with Donald Trump winning this presidential election, just as Rodney King had nothing to do with what happened in his affairs after his beating by the Los Angeles Police Department, Donald Trump had nothing to do with if Russia did somehow rigged our elections. If he did have ties with Russia, that's not proof that he told them to make me win, help me win. Why would he do that? Has anyone ever known a stupid person, to become a billionaire or remain a billionaire being stupid? So to say that Donald Trump is responsible for him winning the election with Russia rigging it or influencing it is to say that he's stupid. So if we have our United States Attorney General having appointed a special counsel to investigate these alleged ties that he had with Russia, then we're spending millions of dollars as we did with Bill Clinton's case, and that would say you just don't become a billionaire being stupid. If I were Donald Trump and I'm corrupt, and you think I'm gonna let you record me? So now what I'm getting at, people, what they got to have, this independent investigation would have to uncover recordings where someone in Russia would, got Donald Trump to say, look, man, we're going to throw this election for you, and you're going to give us something in return. And he's going to be such a damn fool with you recording him agreeing to some shit like that. That's what you would have to show. If Russia did rig the election and got him elected, that wasn't his fault. It had nothing to do with him. Donald Trump be shit. Even if they did, I didn't tell them to do it. So, I know that, I'm unable to speak on it. I'm going to delete this.